Hello everyone, this is part 3 of our how to prepare for UPSC essay series. Right, so in this particular topic I want to discuss about the keyword from UPSC notification which says the candidate is expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay and arrange their ideas in orderly fashion and to write concisely. So what is meant by keep closely? So do we drift away from the given topic? Actually, more often than not, most aspirants actually drift away from the core theme of the essay and write either one-sided essays or one-sided dimensions. I will explain it with an example. See, when you write GS answers, like for example, what is this, what is part A, like what are the issues, what are the solutions. So the question itself is divided into three parts by UPSC, right? So that is one attitude that students develop by reading the question papers. But when it comes to when it comes to essay papers, you have to look at the entire topic and understand the essence, and that essence becomes your framework. Please understand it very carefully, it's very important. I will explain. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, right? So the entire theme, the core, what is the UPSC is asking is your framework. That essence is the framework. But in reality what happens is aspirants write either about simplicity or about sophistication, and they make it their framework. So it's either simplicity or sophistication. So they write 90% about simplicity or 90% about sophistication, but that is not what UPSC is expecting. UPSC is expecting the essence to come out. What is the essence? To do anything simply is a very difficult thing. So to create simplicity is ultimate sophistication, right? Anybody can complicate, but to make sense is difficult. Anybody can write in 5000 words, okay, elaborately, or let's say 400 words, but the real talent is what? To concise it into 150 words using keywords, right? Pictorial representation, and still not lose the essence. So that is simplicity. Simplicity is very difficult to achieve. So that is why it is ultimate sophistication. That core theme or the core essence is your framework. See the outer line, that is the framework. And if you understand simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, and if your introduction is very relevant to this line, like by reading the introduction itself, if the examiner is able to understand, this person actually understands why it is very difficult to make things simple and why we actually complicate things, right? Next, I mean, the examiner understands you are very closely or relevantly explaining it to the given topic. Then if it is a philosophical essay or even sometimes technical essays, if you prefer to write a thesis statement, that should also be relevant to the following questions: why achieving simplicity is difficult, what are the hurdles in achieving simplicity, what are the steps to be taken to achieve simplicity. So you can question in this fashion, and that will become your thesis statement. That also should be relevant to the given topic. Next, the body dimensions. Each and every dimension, right? Let's say this essay have 4 dimensions. All the 4 essays should be of equal size. All the 4 dimensions should be of equal size, preferably. Okay, and all of them should be relevant to the given topic. And within each dimension, you talk both about simplicity and sophistication. Simplicity and sophistication. So in this fashion, if you talk about simplicity and sophistication in each and every dimension, then you are writing a fantastic essay. Next, sometimes you can take an opposite stand. Let's say sometimes simplicity is not good in all the cases, right? If there is such opportunity, write about it, then you conclude logically bringing in your arguments. But if you see the entire framework, not a single line has been written out of the context. So you don't talk anything above and beyond what is simplicity and sophistication. Now you can do the same exercise in relation to be the change you wish to see in the world, right? Now what do aspirants do? They focus on the change part, okay, but what do they want to see in the world? So it's a much broader theme. I want to see a world without nuclear weapons. So that can be your theme, right? It's your voice. You is the core that is expected in this particular essay, right? Now if you see a topper copy, I think she got 148 or something. The question is about global poverty, right, and addressed by and cannot be addressed by charity. If you see the neatness, the intro, I will share the PDF in the description. I mean, you can read it for the first 2 pages. Her entire dimension is about the given topic, right? The neatness, the sheer neatness will tell you, okay, this is a very structured essay. So it has a intro, it has a body, right, it has a body and it has a conclusion. So that is called as a structuring. So when someone gives you feedback saying, you know, you need to write it in a structured fashion, this is what they mean: structure, intro, body, conclusion. Within body you need to have dimensions. We will discuss more about that in the next following videos, right? So go through this PDF, you will get an idea. Now in reality, what do aspirants do? Aspirants make these common mistakes. Again, from my own evaluation experience, I am sharing this. They write the intro, right? They write the intro and they go above and beyond the frameworks. So if you remember, this is the framework, right? So they go above and beyond the framework and they just casually link any random example because they have seen in some YouTube video that you have to write a story, you have to write a poem, you have to write with some anecdote, okay, something like that. They have seen something somewhere. Even if it makes zero sense to the given topic, they still write it for the sake of writing. So this is space waste, time waste, and you know, it will give a bad impression to the examiner in the very beginning itself. Don't do that. Try to bring as relevant example as possible, if possible from your own personal life. Be the change you wish to see. Some, you know, you saw someone dropping a wallet or someone throwing a water bottle on the street. You went there, you picked up the bottle and threw it in the dustbin. Write it. Okay, you might find it very silly or simple, but the thing is, you are unique and your example is yours, but you are in the framework. It's better to be silly and within the framework than being outside the framework and irrelevant. Okay, again, with practice, silliness will go away and more polished examples will automatically come into the picture. Next, you write about some dimensions. See, again, some dimensions go above and beyond the given framework, right? And they are like not even relevant to the given topic. Next, one more big mistake most of the aspirants do is they write, you know, dimensions in different sizes. Sometimes in, you know, in a woman essay, obviously women and children will take up more space, but the thing is, they write one dimension, okay, and they give 5 examples for the same, 4 or 5 examples for the same, and they think that examples are dimensions, right? So that is a big mistake. Let's say Gandhi is a honest person, then you start talking about Mandela is a, you know, very honest person. You take about Harishchandra. We get it. We get it that, you know, you need to be honest. That is the change you want to see in the world. But the thing is, if you write five names and their examples and say, you know, it's 5 different dimensions, that is a wrong thing. You need to talk about dimensionality. Dimensionality means different thought processes on the same topic, right? So for example, if you want to talk about simplicity, you can talk about science, you can talk about agriculture, you can talk about economy, you can talk about administration, you can talk about, you know, internal security. By using technology, we can simplify the border security, etc. So these are dimensions. But if you take economy and write 5 different examples within the economy, it's good, but it's not the best approach. So try to have a uniform dimensions. And in some examples, you know, in some essays, it's inevitable to have a larger dimensions in comparison to the others, but it should be an exception rather than the rule, right? Then most of the times you give less amount of space. Let's say, for example, first 4 pages you wrote intro, then next let's say 2 pages you wrote intro, 3 or 4 pages you wrote this dimensions, and then you give half page and half page for issues and solutions, and then you conclude in half a paragraph. This is not a right approach, right? So intro 1 page, 1.5 page good, like 3 pages maximum for the dimensions, 1 page at least for the issues, 1 page for the solutions. It depends on the topic, right? So again, there is no one silver bullet and one golden template rule, but you get the picture, right? So what aspirants are doing is they are not maintaining the proper frameworks. So they go above and beyond the frameworks without actually understanding that they are doing this. But this pictorial representation probably might give an idea what I mean when I say, you know, write in a organized fashion, go for more dimensions. Within dimensions you can have examples, 1 or 2 maximum, right? And at the same time, structuring: intro, body, conclusion. All the 3 things is called as structuring, but within the structure, this dimensionality, this a relevancy should be maintained. And also, you know, at the fear of repeating myself, I'm going to tell you again, every line, every quote, every data, every fact you mention in this entire framework with this within this your essay should be relevant to the given topic. You write a number, you write a fact, it should be relevant to the given topic. You write a dimension, it should be relevant to the topic. You write an example, it should be relevant to the topic. You write an issue relevant to the topic, solution relevant to the topic. Everything you do from intro all the way till conclusion, it should feel like, you know, that essay is created only for that topic. Actually that is a purpose, but it's very difficult to achieve because we dilute somehow. So again, when you write your essays, next time when you see my feedback or when you hear my feedback, I hope this will make you realize what exactly are the mistakes you have made, and you will course correct automatically, right? So see you in the next video. Thank you.